Welcome back to Cooking with Tiberius, episode 3, and we're out here in the cold Canadian forest, in the middle of nowhere. We're making pork and apple stew today, just like in the game. We're cooking strictly for 2 people, so this whole recipe is for 2 people. Let's get prepping, let's get cooking, shall we? Shall we? Make sure to stick around, you don't want to miss this. So let me show you the ingredients for pork and apple stew. Again, in the game it says it has pork loin, tenderloin, I believe it says creeping thyme, and I believe it says apple, hence pork and apple, right? So we got a bunch of ingredients over here. I'm gonna cook in oil. Next we have, as always, every stew, got onions. We got half a pound of pork. We got a carrot, and we got a celery stick. We got a potato. Obviously, we need an apple. For seasoning, we have red paprika. We have plain old seasoning salt. I mixed in some fresh ground peppers in it. We have thyme, and we have some garlic. And this is flour for thickening the stew and also for browning the pork. So because this is a traditional stew, what we're gonna do is we're gonna brown the pork first before we even start thinking about the veggies. So make sure you have a little flour. Put it in your bowl, just like yay much. So what you wanna do is you wanna toss your pork around in that flour, coat it evenly. Should have took my gloves off for this, but we're outside, we're getting messy. Nice and evenly coated. So I'm gonna put a generous amount of oil in the pan. I'm gonna add the pork. Slowly. Look at that. Brown that pork nice and easy. While the pork is browning, now we get to prep the veggies. Onions, as always. Meanwhile, our pork has browned up nice, just like that. What we're gonna do is, now that our pork has browned up, we're gonna take it out of the pan or the pot. So we're gonna put it in a bowl, we're gonna set it aside. You want to take it out. So now that we have the onions, the carrots, and the celery chopped up, now we can add it to the pan with the oil that the pork was cooking in.
Whoo! Cold out here.
Now that we're waiting for the vegetables to saute in that oil, in that pork oil, we're gonna peel the apple and we're gonna toss it in there with the rest of everything. Whoops. All right, half the apple chopped up, into the pot it goes with the rest of everything. Hopefully that's the end of the chopping. Oh no, the potatoes still. But that's later. Now that the veggies are nice and together, check that out. That's what you want. You want them nice and sauteed together. All the flavors are in there. Now we're gonna add the pork, add the seasoning, add some water, and leave it alone. In goes the pork. Woo! Look at that. Mix it up nice and thorough. You hear that, huh? That's good. And now we can add some paprika for color. Seasoning salt with some pepper in it. Oh shit, the oven's about to tip over. Can't have the stew tip over. Can't have the stew tipping over. And into this pot we're gonna add the thyme and the garlic, and we're gonna leave it alone. Gonna add a little bit of thyme in it. Not too much. It can be quite overbearing as a flavor. Just a little bit. Scrape them leaves off. Normally you would put a bouquet in it and take it out. But this ain't normally now, is it? In goes the thyme and the garlic together, just about this much. Two cloves of garlic and just a hint of thyme. If you like thyme a lot, add more. I personally don't enjoy the flavor of it as much, so I'm gonna keep it conservative. Stir that in there. Lovely. On goes the lid for about half an hour. Keep an eye on it, stir it occasionally, and feed the fire. Make sure it doesn't go out. Make sure you don't overfeed the fire either, because then you'll burn it. Soup can burn, stew can burn. Don't let nobody tell you otherwise. one yesterday just to like check on the quantities of everything. I gotta say, it was not good. It was not good. I put too much time in it, and that was overpowering. It was so bad. Okay, it wasn't bad. Like, I ate it, you know. It was just not the tasty stuff.
Right.
That, and I was missing some paprika in it. And also in the game, the thing is red. So,
You should probably tell everyone that you're a little bit of a perfectionist when it comes to this.
I'm a little bit of a perfectionist when it comes to everything I do, really. I mean, I'm not saying that my stuff is perfect, but it needs to be exactly as I envision it, or better. Sometimes, you know, I envision it one way and then it turns out better, then I'm obviously happier, but yeah, I don't like to settle, and I'm not happy when I have to settle. Yeah. Then Tiberius is not a happy man in those times. Let me see if the camera's still going. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. All right, now that we waited about half an hour, and I'm confident that the meat is tender, and I'm confident that the vegetables are tender, everything is nice and together. Now we can add the last piece, which is a chopped up potato. Look at that beauty. Ain't that beautiful? It's already thick from the flour on the pork. What we're gonna do is we're gonna add a little bit more water and let it boil for 20 to half an hour again. Look at that. Ain't that gorgeous? Ain't that gorgeous? The answer is, it is gorgeous. On the lid. Let's see if I can fix the damn. There we go. Remember that flour from earlier that we used for the pork? Kept it for a reason. I added some water to it, make it into a thicker paste like this. We're gonna use this to thicken the stew because the potatoes are done. So come on over. Come on. So now that the stew is pretty much done, we're gonna thicken it with some flour water right over here. Add just about that much for now, and if it's not thick enough, you can add some more. Stir it until it gets all. This is what you want. A nice thick saucy stew. Look at that. Look at that. Will you look at that? I think we're ready to eat. I think that's pork and apple stew right there. How about that? Well, dig in, son. Here we are, trying it for the first time. Pork and apple stew, cooking with Tiberius. Let's see how this goes. Of course, I forgot my spoon at home. That's why I'm doing it with this big old wooden spoon.
I gotta say that everything works together so well. There's nothing overpowering their element, you know. Like you can
It's really
feel
good,
your
eh?
thyme, you can feel your celery, apple.
I don't know if it tastes so good because we're outside, but I'll take it. I'll take the outdoors as the special ingredient, you know?
Yeah.
It's really good. There's a lot of things I cannot do or cannot do well, but cooking ain't it. Cooking is not one of those things. I think, with my humble yet big-mouthed opinion. Ooh. Are you loving it or what?
Mm-hmm.
Pork is nice and tender and juicy too, right? Like,
Oh yeah.
oh, that's gonna be good in the video.
Try not to burn my mouth.
Oh, this makes my nose run even more.
Me too.
Oh, pro tip for y'all. If you wanna substitute paprika, but still have that color in there, and you want some more heat, use any kind of hot pepper like cayenne or even chili, whatever you want, whatever you gotta do. Every time with the eye and the smoke. Oh, my nose is just sniffling, dripping. The things I will do for y'all. But I love it. I love it. Ain't that the best? I'm full as So there it is. Pork and apple stew. Just the way nature intended, I guess. We're nice and full. The sun is about to go down. I think we're ready to chill back a bit, digest, and then we'll pack up and hike out of here. I love hiking in the dark. It always adds a little extra. It always adds a little extra something. As always, thank you guys for sticking with me. Thank you guys for subscribing, watching, liking, commenting on my stuff. I always appreciate each and every one. Even if I don't get to the comments, I read each and every one of them. Thank you for 1K subscribers. We're kind of way past it already. And I'm loving every minute, every moment of this. If you have any suggestions as to what you'd like me to cook next, I have some ideas, but I always look for more. So write down in the comment below. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys. I'll see you in the next one.